Hello and welcome to Tier 1 Round 12 Hungary. Today with us we've got Ricky and we've got Oaksy. Welcome guys.
Good evening.
Thank you. Yeah, should be a good one. Should be in for a treat if it's anything like last night's race. Should spice up the viewing this evening. Thank you all for joining. Ricky, what's your thoughts on this evening? How are you feeling?
I'm thinking Alcatia needs a good result, and we might see the best of him tonight.
Yeah, I think he needs to pull his socks up a little bit with the new rivalry of Calzo in the Renault, who's unfortunately not here this evening. So we shall see how this pans out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that with Calzo not here, it's a good opportunity for Lego to extend his lead over Al. Um, sorry, Calzo and Al, get another win, get further in front. Force India's looking strong with Ferrero Rocher there as well.
Yeah, it looks like it should be quite an interesting race really. It's a shame we've got Calzo not here tonight to spice up the front runners a bit more. But I think we should have quite an interesting race. How many runners we reckon we're going to have by the end is going to be interesting, especially with what happened last night in Tier 2. I'm sure everyone knows about that one. But who's you two guys, what's your top 3 predictions for qualifying then?
Top 3 predictions. I'm almost certain Al's going to be top 3 at least. Probably on pole. Fruitful Coop, another one to watch out for. And then I'm just thinking, I think it might be interesting. I think it gives a chance for a couple of other guys that have been out of the limelight to really cement a good position here. This was only 14 drivers. Lego's the other one I would say would be up there.
Well, I'm going to disagree there because I think most of them will go on the soft. So I'm going to go for the lesser guys like Officer Wan, Javi, and someone like a Wizard, who might have to try the ultra soft because this season doesn't look on the pace of the front, so might have to mix it up a little bit.
He's always been a consistent driver, though. The Wizard.
He has.
He always pulls out the top of the stops, you know.
With the field being so small, it gives a hell of a lot of advantage to the Like if someone was to go on the medium in the first stint.
100%.
Yeah.
I think I still think the soft to medium strategy probably is the fastest strategy, but medium to soft is very, very close. But I think you just lose so much pace at the start with the higher fuel load, and then being on the medium. I think your pace is so slow at the start compared to being on the soft. Over a race run, it's actually quicker to go soft to medium. But the ultra soft to medium is a possibility of working. So depends really. Just have to see what these guys do.
Well, I'm going to disagree there, Phil, because I think the medium to soft is the quickest strategy, but it isn't the optimum strategy because you lose that much position. If you did a medium to soft run, I think and there's no one on track, I think that would be quicker than soft to medium. But because you lose track position and you're behind cars, that's where the soft first stint is better. So I would still say the medium to soft is the better strategy, but race strategy is probably going to be soft to medium.
I think another thing to consider is if you're on the softer compound, and you could well be hoping for a VSC or a safety car. If it's anything like last night, then going on the softer compounds at the start of the race could give you that edge if there's a collision.
100%. And Race Boys just set the fastest time at the moment, a 1:19.8 on the set of mediums. We've got a Smarto on mediums at the moment. Good half the field at the moment are on the mediums, which is probably because they've gone to the harder, shorter tyres, which is the most sensible idea at the moment.
I have got a few in the ultra soft runners as well, though. Maybe just getting a slow banker lap in, just not a bad idea. If you want to use up a spare a set of ultra softs and just maybe slow down in sector 3 just to cement that top 10 position, and then go for your hot lap after. As we've got Smato top on the soft runner, 18.1, but we will definitely see that time decrease as the session.
I think that time is definitely beatable though, isn't it? 1:18.1.
Definitely,
especially on definitely on softs. I mean that's probably a good medium time, but definitely not a quick enough soft time, especially being the top side of the 10.
Yeah, I'm just watching 2Spell come around the last corner now on the medium.
I'm just on board with him at the moment. He goes across the line. 1:18 dead on the medium. That's a really good time.
guys, just a battle that I know there will be some needle from last week is Raceboy and Perez. Perez and Raceboy had several collisions last week, so I'm expecting fireworks tonight.
Yeah, there's certainly a bit of rivalry between those two, and it's more than just a little love tap that happened last week.
Definitely. I mean, Raceboy's just gone quickest, just got into the first person to get into the 17s on a 17.912 on the mediums. So I mean, it proves Smarto's time wasn't really quick enough on the softs because of the fact we've had 2 people already beating his time.
Yeah, Jordan also on his second consecutive lap on the mediums. He set a 1:21 on his first lap and he's continued to run. So those mediums should be up to temperature now, and a lot easier to get those scrub tyres up to temp as he comes into sector 3.
Ferrero Rocher's on a flyer. Jose Ferrero Rocher, I believe his name is, and very much someone who's come alive in the last few races in the championship, pushing Force India above the Mercedes for the first time this season.
Yeah, he shot there his Mercedes in 181 points and Force India.
Robert 9. So that's a flat out quali lap, so he will be sat on the Ultras.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went on the Ultras so early on in the session, before track evolution. But
I don't
if he
think
feels he can do his fastest lap.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I see both Force India's going for the. I don't think the 2 stops on. I gotta be honest. I think they're gonna go for the 1 stop. You know.
It's definitely possible.
The ultra soft to medium, I think, is definitely possible because in my race from last night, I ended up doing, I think, about 26 laps on the mediums, 27 laps, and they were still comfortably, they were about 55-60%. I think the ultra soft to medium is definitely doable because the tyre never really dropped off, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Roland did. Roland did. I think it was. Like 8 or 9 laps on the ultras. So if you can get them at 8 or 9 laps, I think the mediums can comfortably do it.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing with running out at the end, they are comfortable near the end, but it's just if you come up against the guys who are on the softer compound, you're constantly defending. I did 25, 26 laps on the mediums last night, and I think there was Mitch and somebody else came up behind me with softer compounds, and I was just defending for my life. But these guys are all quite consistent with their times. Got obviously the fastest 14.9.
As it stands at the moment, Ferrero Rocher is on provisional pole, 1:14.9, with Lego Minecraft only 4 thousandths behind him, both on the ultra softs. Then the next runner, which is 1:16.7, which is actually a very good time on the mediums, by Altakir, and then all the way down to 11th we're on mediums. Then we've got Smarto in 12th, Thomas in 13th, and Officer Joanna who hasn't set a lap yet. He's on his out lap at the moment in 14th.
Yeah, it's a very good lap from Altakir, but he will have to go out on the soft because, yeah, he's going to be really down there if that's his time.
Trying to see if anyone's on the lap at the moment. I think.
No. Raceboy's coming out he's in the penultimate corner. He's going to start his right lap.
Ralcon's going for another lap at the moment, so I'm on board with him at the moment.
Raceboy's getting ready to fire it up.
It's interesting to see the ERS deployment, how these guys can really control how they use ERS throughout their hot lap. I was looking at Raikkonen through the pit straight. He was only on mode 3 or 4, and he's still continuing to save that just for the final sector, because you will run out of ERS by the time you get to pit straight.
Yeah.
For the moment, he's
Just
dropped
to give that
into
extra 10 to do.
yeah, he's dropped into mode 3 on the ERS through the middle sector at the moment.
And to be honest with you guys, I think that's the biggest difference between all three tiers is the ability
For
to
sure.
be quick and save the ERS, where I know quite a few people can do it, but the majority can't do it. And that's save
Yeah.
and be
He
quick.
ended up backing out of his lap.
Yeah, he must have invalidated somewhere there. It's just backed out. Not sure if he will go for another
Race
run.
boys on a flyer, guys, into just coming at the end of sector 2.
Yeah, I'm just on board with him at the moment. Yeah, I mean he's staying on the hot lap. Not got a lot left, 40%.
He's
And see what
Ooh,
time
well
he can
done.
do. He's still on their mediums as well though. 5 laps on those mediums still.
Oh, Raidcon's
I
lost it
think
going
Red
into the
Red-
pits. He's lost it going into the pits.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
Wow.
All the-
I'd like to know what happened there. It looks like he's gone over the curb. He's gone over the curb and he's locked up and he's gone into the barrier. Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly what I actually did in my qualifying yesterday. Coming
Yeah.
out in lap, just put a wheel on the little bit of grass by accident, and then that was it. It was out.
The only difference there is Raikkonen actually managed to set a time. Unfortunately, last night,
Yeah, obviously,
I mean, it is so slippy going into that pit entry. Raceboy
the
loses at
curbs
turn
were really
4.
high as well.
Yes, just on board with Raceboy, he did seem a bit twitchy there, going up over the hill at turn 4. Left-handers, most difficult part of this track, and so you will see a lot of guys lose it.
I'm
Just
a
with
bit-
the elevation change. And
I'm a
speed.
bit concerned, guys, why Wizard has come out on mediums with 7 minutes to go and he's in 13th position. I don't understand it. Like, I know he can probably improve, but he isn't realistically going to improve 6 tenths. So, I don't understand this.
The question is, will he even have time to set a lap, cool down lap, and get on a softer compound if he wishes? I mean, it looks like he's just going for the medium soft.
Yeah, but I don't
Or-
understand it because, I mean, look at Ralcon, 16.9, he can beat that on softs.
True. Yeah. Unless he's just looking to go mediums for the first stint and then just drag them out and go the ultras at the end.
High classy.
He is a wizard after all, so he's got something up his sleeve.
We got on board with Javi Alonso at the moment, and he's still on the mediums. 3 laps onto the mediums. He's on a 17.7. Let's see if he's up on his time. At the
His
moment.
car looks so twitchy around sector 2.
Yeah, it does. He's still. He hasn't invalidated at all. He's still pushing on the lap.
Yeah. I think he should
Quite
pit.
wide.
I think he should pit, yeah.
Yeah, he's pitting. Yeah. See if 2 spells. He's on. If he's on the lap at all.
MP, just wanted to ask you, where do you stand on the whole 2 runs versus 1 runs on the soft? I'm personally a fan of the 2 runs, just in case the first one invalidates, but I know some people can smash it in 1 lap, but I think it's careless. Yeah, it's very risky.
I don't know if it's. I think it just depends on the person. Like if you're not confident with doing that 1 lap, and you're not confident that you can not invalidate, you get a nice clean lap and a good lap, fast lap in, then I always think the 1 run is quicker, unless you're on like the hardest compound. Then ideally you need to do probably 2 or 3 laps on them. But I'd say the softs, you could probably get away with doing 2 laps, but they probably do lose a little bit on their second lap probably. But it depends if you can find more time out yourself out of the lap really, isn't it? I think it just depends on the person, doesn't it really? It depends on the driver themselves. I personally usually just set myself up to do 1 lap. I don't usually, not anymore, do I do 2 laps anyway. But these guys
I would agree
the level
with
they're
you.
at.
I
I think the
would
level they're at though.
Yeah, I'd agree, but on a track where track position is 90% of the result, I would want as much chance as possible. And I just don't think Wizard has given himself that best chance because 4 minutes left.
In now, anyway.
He's not. Yeah, but he's got to get in first, then he's got to get out, then he's got to, you know, outlap. So I would say he's only got one lap.
Yeah, I think the latest you can come out here before quality ends is 2:10, and it's really personal preference and how much the driver can withstand the pressure of the one lap. Like you said, with the softs and the 2 runs, is you would feel more comfortable. Me personally, doing 2 runs on the soft, but it's then that extra, 2 laps more during the race. So it's really down to the drivers. I'm watching Officer Juan come into the final sector here. He's on a hot lap on the Ultra Softs.
Yeah, he's on his second
Yeah,
second.
he actually sent in an absence, so he wasn't going to race, but he made it. He's here, but he's
just
boxed.
boxed.
I think he's got time to go out and come back in.
Yeah,
It'll be tight.
It's going to be very tight. He's going to have to push.
I think he'll be alright. Smarter with like a hell of a chance. He's been picking up the results lately and showing some form that he had last season in Tier 2.
JV1 just goes 4th, 163. Not
63, yeah, it's a very, very solid lap.
I mean, it just proves how good that time of Altakir did on their mediums. You know, he's only 2 tenths away from what Jamie 1S did, and they're on 2 completely different tyre compounds.
Yeah, saying that, I think Al is probably concerned about dropping down the order a little bit. It's on his flyer and softs now. Coming up to turn 4, it does run a little bit wide. I know you've been in the validation there.
Jay Ghost on a flying lap.
Yeah, he's got Jamie 1S just in front of him.
Oh, he must have invalidated it. That's an invalidation, surely.
He's kept on going though.
Yeah.
Still pushing.
It doesn't look.
Just got away with it.
It doesn't look a very quick lap.
No, it looks a bit.
It does look a bit shoddy.
Wizard, what are you doing, mate? You need to get a lap in.
I thought you said Mercedes looking very tail happy.
Well,
who else we got on that?
Jordan only has 40% ERS, and he's got his teammate behind him.
He never actually validated.
I wonder.
No, he split them.
Well, what's Jordan doing? He's gonna have to use him as a slipstream, surely. Jordan, what are you doing, mate? We're having some teamwork here. Jordan, you need to get out of the way. Oh, this is messy. This is messy from the McLarens.
Might be some team orders going on, but Jordan does have to push.
It'll only benefit you down the straight. Around here, it'll be horrible.
You lose more than what you actually gain down the straights from.
Especially at turn 4 that we're coming up to now, that dirty air is not going to help Goose Belt.
He's completely missed his turning point as well.
I don't think this is a... Yeah, I've got to question the McLaren's thought process here between Wizard only going out for the 1 when he had time for 2 runs.
To be honest, he's still got plenty of time left as well, though. So it's
20 seconds,
he
mate.
could have, yeah. Oh, is he not? He's not actually. Oh, he's not actually. Yeah, he's on his flying lap at the moment, isn't he? So, he could have backed out near the end of the lap to get him some space, and he hasn't done it. Jay Ghost is on his lap time as well, so he obviously wasn't going to slow down or let him go or anything like that.
I just,
It's a bit of a surprise, really.
On board with Race Boy as he comes into the 3rd from last corner.
Jay Ghost jumps up to 10th.
Yeah.
He only jumped 1 position.
Yeah, I'd say it was messy. It was a messy lap, and a poor qualifying for the McLarens. Race Boy P8. Jordan, if he has any brain cells in his head, he should go on to mediums, I think.
Yeah, he's in the prime spot, really, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Being in P11, so. But the thing is, it is quite a big risk, because if there's, if you get wing damage at the start, it just ruins your whole strategy. Really, that is the only problem with going with the harder compounds.
P3.
Yeah, solid lap from Officer 1, very solid. I mean, it's not the quickest of times, but it is P3.
At least it bumps himself up the.
Just demonstrating the pace he has.
Ferrero Rocher improves on his time as well
Yeah.
by 700ths, 14.7's looking like. Pole position
We've
lap unless Lego can do anything about that. It does, 14.6.
Nice.
Great
Nice.
lap.
yeah,
But
yeah. I
it
mean,
means nothing at this point.
well, that's the thing. They're on a different strategy. Really, the person who's in the prime position is Altakir at the moment
Yeah.
because once he stays out longer on his first stint, once he comes back out, he could potentially be ahead of these guys, depending on how their pace is really in the race. So it's going to be interesting to see what Altakir being the front runners of the soft runners compared to the top three on the ultras to see after the first stint where everyone is really.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
So right, we got Lego Minecraft on pole, Ferrero Rocher in P2, Officer Juan in P3, Altakir in P4, Fruitful Coot in P5, Thomas in P6, Perez in P7, Jamie in P8, Raceboy in 9th, Javi in 10th, Ghost in 11th, Ralcon unfortunately crashed out in that session in P12, Two Spells in 13th, and Smarto rounds out the 14 runners.
I'm going to put it on there. I fancy Ralcon for the podium. He's in P12. I know he's quick. I know he has the pace. But medium to soft. I don't think he'll get it if he does the soft to medium. So yeah, I think
I think
Smarto's
it's just
missed a
going to be a
trick there
waiting
though, and
game.
he's Smarto's really missed a trick there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think yeah, from what you were saying, really with Ralcon, I think showing us what pace he had on those mediums in qualifying. He's quite comfortably probably top 5 pace, quite comfortably. So it'd be interesting to see what strategy he goes with. And the only problem is with him going on the mediums is the little bit of lack of pace at the start of the race, but then it will come back to him halfway through the
Yep.
race when everyone else stops. So it's a bit. It depends on how if he loses too much in the first half of the stint, really.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is the top 10 are all on soft, so they're going to lose time to them anyway, so he won't actually lose that much time because I'd imagine everyone around him would be on the same tyre. So if he is generally quicker, he will overtake them anyway, and then he'll have clear air.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just gonna have to
Yeah,
see how it goes,
I
really.
think
So I mean,
I think the 4, 11, 12, 13, 14, I think the smart thing is to all go on mediums. I don't think they've
yeah,
got anything to
100%.
lose.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best option for them guys is for that really, to get himself in the points at least anyway, or chance of decent scoring some decent points.
do you
Right, what I was going to
think
ask you guys is who's going to be your shock of the race? I think that's quite a good question,
the
really.
shock of the race?
A shock of the
So,
race. I mean, in the sense of impressive, not a shock of disappointment. Shock of impressiveness, impressed drive from what we've
I
seen
think
so
we're going
far.
to get someone outside the top 10 on the podium. Is going to be my prediction for stunning drive. I think it wouldn't surprise me if Jordan gets at least top 5.
The problem with Jordan is he makes one mistake and it seems to go to his head,
He
and
kicks himself
he
and then
wants to quit all the time.
yeah.
I think if he can keep his head, he's on for a good race. Um,
Would you guys suggest, starting from the mediums, do you think medium soft is the safest way to go, or just eke out the mediums and go ultras at the end?
no, I'd go
Would that
soft,
be a
100%.
possibility?
I think personally, I think if someone does it, I think it's actually a possibility it could actually happen, and actually could work because where you're on the lower fuel load on the near the end of the race, you could probably do 10 laps quite comfortably on the ultras with the lower fuel load. But the problem is probably finding on that second stint on the ultras that the tyre would just drop away probably quite considerably in the last 3 or 4 laps. So you probably find you won't end up really gaining much from it. It's still probably going to be safer going medium to soft. It'd be interesting if someone does do it.
As predicted, all 4 have gone on mediums, and I just want to say, effectively, the medium runners are racing the front 3 because they will come out around them and they will both have to pit on the same tyre. So don't discount the medium runners just yet. They are going to be up there for good points.
Yeah. I do
Yeah,
find it quite
definitely.
interesting how we've got all 3 compounds start the grid and they're all in their own section of the grid.
Yeah,
We've
it's,
got top
it's
3 in the ultra
cool.
soft, and then from 4th to 10th in the soft, and then 11th, 14th in the medium. So we've essentially got 3 different types of race.
Yeah,
The interesting thing from that as well,
definitely.
it proves how close the grid actually is, because amongst the other tiers you'd find with the 3 different compounds they would actually be split up a little bit more, not in sections like that. So it kind of proves to you how close tier 1 is really. Just
Yeah.
because the distinction between the pace difference between the 3 different tyres, so it's actually worked out probably where it should be realistically.
Yeah, I think we're in for a cracker here, lads.
I think
Yeah.
my podium is going to be. I think I'll. Oh yeah, the 2 Ferrari.
Oh,
No,
Thomas and
Perez.
Perez have
Yeah.
just been disqualified.
Yeah. Hi, Penny. Yeah, I think Fruitful, Coot, and Al are good for 1 and 2. I think Alcatia for the win. Fruitful for second, and I'm going to go for Perez third. Sorry, Ralcom third. I'm going to go for P12 into third.
I think if the Ferraris get the strategy right, Fruitful and Thomas could have a chance at podium.
They're on their first 3 because they're on the complete quickest tyre.
Yeah.
Which is just the wrong strategy.
Here we go. We've got a terrible angle here of the leaders. Here we go, 5 lights. And
Malcolm jump start. P12.
It's quite a clean start from a lot of guys there.
Malcolm's jump started, so he's gonna have to pit.
Oh, and that's ruined his top 3 ambitions.
Alcatia's passed out Officer 1. That's vital, but Officer 1 has the inside.
We could fight. He's going to fight back though. Oh,
Officer 1. Yeah, he's a bit forceful.
It's nearly a collision between
just
Fruitful now.
probably just get away with that one.
We had any? Oh, we one guy off from the.
It's Ralcon. It's Ralcon. So not only has he got a jump start, he's got damage as well.
He's got Red Bull round. Officer 1's round. He's spun. I'll clip the back of him, and he's spun at turn 5.
Oh, Officer. And I'm on board.
Well, I mean that was much cleaner than the tier 2 start.
And he's retired on track, which unfortunately will be penalty coming his way.
I mean, to be honest, in the situation he is with the amount of runners that are, he could quite easily have stayed in the race and just, tried putting on a set of mediums, see if they last the end.
He had minimal damage as well.
Yeah, he did, but I mean, I don't blame him because 1, he's on the wrong strategy, and 2, he's last. So he would have probably been about 40 seconds behind. Should change his name to Officer DNF. Brilliant. Well, to be honest with you, I'm surprised he turned up, so we should call it Officer Turned Up on once.
Officer 1 lap.
Yeah. Nice input, man. Nice input. But there's a nice little battle going on here.
Alcatier is staying with these guys though. He's still within a second. Oh,
Ralcon's retired. Perez is in the pit.
Yes, I mean, if you look at it from that point, as Juan stayed in the race, you'd only be one or 2 places away from points.
Has Raceboy got damage? Because he seems to be dropping off the back of Javi, and Jay Ghost is all over him.
Raceboy has got damage, front left.
Yeah, I mean, around here you really can't afford any sort of downforce problems.
I wouldn't.
So I would
go yellow around here. It's so aerodependent around this track.
I think we might see Raceboy pit here.
Especially on that left side, that sector 3 through.
Yeah, look how slow he is. He just can't turn. It's like 8 points in.
Yeah, he stays out though.
Yeah. It's interesting to see
he's
how
got-
far Lego can push them ultras. Obviously, he's got the tyre advantage and pace advantage right now, but Altakir only 1.2 seconds behind on a much durable tyre. And we're kind of at the
So
point
that
now
is
where the
8/10.
ultras are going to be starting to just lose their performance.
Yeah, so I mean, as it stands at the moment, we've got Lego Minecraft leading from Ferrero Rocher. I mean, majority of the grid is pretty much where it was near enough. The only people who have gained the most really more than anything has been Javi and Smarto. Smarto started off to the back.
Altakir needs to be really careful here.
Yeah, he's risking losing some wing damage if he
He is.
gets impatient.
He is. I mean, I get that he's quicker.
Ferrero Rocher's going to move on Lego Minecraft.
He makes it
He
stick.
gets it done.
I think we're seeing some teamwork
Nice
here.
play move. Oh,
Yeah.
out of gears. Oh, he's looking. He's on the outside though for the last turn though. Really not where he wants to be.
I don't know. I think you'll get a better slingshot round here now.
Oh, that's a squeeze that is.
Alcatir's got DRS, I think. Look at
Yeah, he's
Fruitful
got DRS
Coot as well.
besides
He's
Lego
having a look.
Minecraft. Is he going to send it in? No. Lego Minecraft parks it quite nicely.
Yeah, he's
He's
doing
got
really
better
well
of
there.
it, but this is just letting Fruitful Coot gain on these two guys who are battling.
Yeah, but I don't understand why
Yeah, Fruitful's
why
out there.
Alcatir's getting involved here. He doesn't need to battle them. He's going to finish ahead of them.
Yeah. His
Like-
biggest concern is Fruitful Coot behind him on the same compound.
That's fine, but he's
Maybe he's just trying to put a gap between the two of them. You know, get Altakir's trying to get past Lego and then do his normal thing where he gets in the lead and just try and controls the race really.
No, I think what we're seeing here is basically the Force Indians are concerned that Ferrero Rocher doesn't have the pace, and Lego is basically doing the number 2 job, and you
Yes.
can already see the advantage that Ferrero Rocher's pulled out. So he's effectively creating that bubble where he can come and rejoin. So I
Yeah.
think we'll see the
I mean-
effects of this in the second stint for sure.
I mean, fair play to Lego for backing the field up and letting Ferrero Rocher get ahead. I mean, it's 2.1 seconds in front now.
Yeah,
When-
Yeah, I mean we got
A couple of laps ago, it
we've
was
got second to
within a
sixth at the
second.
moment, just covered by like, you know, just over a second to sixth. I mean that's mental really.
Yeah, Lego dives early to the inside to defend.
yeah, nothing wrong with that. Al's locked up his
I think
front and
Al-
right.
He's
I
gonna
think
go for
I'll-
the switch back on the inside.
Yeah, I favour the
Yeah.
outside around turn 2, but Lego's covered it off. He's covered it off really well.
Yeah, I think it's just such a hard track to overtake it really. I mean he's got to just send it in
Altitia,
somewhere. That's the only
what you
problem.
doing, mate? Just ease it down, mate. Ease it down. What you doing? You're being too aggressive.
He's bullying him.
Oh,
That's a big-
Alcatia,
that's a
what
big
you
bully.
doing, mate?
That was a poor move. Very
That's
poor.
100% Alcatia's fault. What's he doing? He's. It's just. I mean, Lego, you're gonna have to give that position back, mate. You just completely cut the chicane. That's not good driving from Alcatia. That's not the way it's supposed to be done, mate.
No.
He just got
He just
impatient,
forced him way through.
very impatient, and it's like you say, Phil. Poor characteristics of the person who is
Well,
fighting for the championship.
You wouldn't. I mean, I don't know if he's actually got any wing damage at all, but I mean, really, he probably should have done. I think he might. I think he's actually got away with it, to be honest.
Well,
I think he
I,
is.
I think Lego will 100% be sending that in, and if he isn't, he should. Ferrero Rocher pits.
I think Lego's actually got some wing damage from that. I think. Oh yeah, Lego send it in.
Oh, Lego.
Stands it on the inside. It's a good move. Can he make it stick?
I think that's kind of
No, I
that
don't.
might be a little bit of revenge.
We're gonna get
from
fireworks, guys.
Yeah, but nah. To be fair, that's
He just runs him out of road.
well. To be fair, that was always going to happen in my book.
Got Fruitful Coot got a good run up to turn 4 though. He's right up the back of that Force India.
I don't think there was any. Personally, I don't think there was anything wrong with that turn 2 battle. It was an ambitious move. It was never realistically going on. You know, he's on worse tyres, so. But yeah, fair play.
This
But
stage of the race he is now. He's definitely on worse tyres now than.
Oh
what
yeah,
he is
100%.
on.
But the move
I mean,
the lap before was just that's really not the way to do it. And I bet you I think Lego basically that turn one dive is a little bit of a yeah.
Yeah, tasted his own medicine, kind
You've
of,
pissed
you
me off
know.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I really think.
Well, Ferrero Rocher, they must be going for a two-stop because Ferrero Rocher's just stopped for a set of softs.
Lego, I
So
think,
he's definitely going for
yeah,
two
but I
stop.
think Lego's going to stretch it for a one.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for a one onto the mediums. Probably around about maybe lap 9 or 10. I mean, it's going to help him being in the DRS zone as well to out of gear.
I mean, fair play to Lego. He doesn't look like he's losing that much time.
Maybe he was just backing the field up, trying to look after his tyres.
Yeah, maybe.
So then he could stretch his first stint out, and now he's behind. He can, try and go at hour's pace.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they just drop off, round about the lap 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't what we were thinking of. He was trying to hold him up.
Well, I still think he was
teammate.
doing that because it would still benefit his teammate. But this is really.
If that was the case.
Yeah. And we got Jamie 1S's on the back of this. I mean, Javi hasn't really lost. He hasn't really lost that much time, to be honest. Not Javi, sorry, Ferrero. I mean, he's in nice clean air at the moment, 4 seconds away from 2 spells. So it'd be interesting to see if his strategy works doing 2 stops.
And at the minute, Jay Ghost only 7.5 seconds behind the leader on a harder compound. So
And Lego's just pitted.
Lego has just pitted, and I'm going to go on board with Lego to see what compound he does go on.
Fruitful's second, just outside the DRS.
It's
now,
the soft, so it is a two-stop.
Oh.
I'm quite surprised that he's waited as long as he has then, if he's two-stopping.
Yeah, and how far behind Ferrero Rocher does it come out? Because
Well, I think he's a good.
He's not doing many justice.
6 seconds
Well,
behind.
Ferrero Rocher is 15 seconds off the lead at the moment.
6
Lego
seconds.
lost 6 seconds. 6 seconds from
Yeah.
that battle with, out of here, and
Oh, Jay goes
also probably staying out longer. He's the first person to get a 3-second penalty.
So you got Alcatia, then the 2 Ferraris. Jamie's hanging on. I think at this point Thomas is quicker than Fruitful, but that could be because of the the DRS and whatnot.
I mean, Thomas is right behind Fruitful at the moment, so be interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, where they're so close, they won't be able to stop on the same lap. They have to stop a lap apart from each other.
Yeah, it could be
so
a
that's
multi-21 here. And the big thing to take note of here is the difference in the ERS between Mercedes and 2 Ferraris behind. I think Thomas will just use up all that ERS and try get within DRS of Al.
Yeah, I mean,
Within a lap or
is
two.
on 27% at the moment, so he's not really saving it. He's still sitting on medium at the moment, so he's not trying to save it too much. Yeah, I mean, both the Ferraris are in quite a nice position, especially Fruitful. He's on 95% DRS at the moment, and he's still trying to save it a little bit. Oh, I think we missed that one. Thomas has got past Fruitful.
Yeah, I was saying it looked like a bit of team orders rather than an actual move.
Yes. Yeah, just DRS straight at the pit lane. Fruitful wasn't going to defend that heavily against his own teammate.
At the
Jay
moment,
Ghost
it's just-
has got Smart Over Company up in P6 and 7.
It's actually fairly quiet at the moment.
Ferrero Rocher's just past Wizard, but he's just clipped him his back wheel. It wasn't anything like, yeah, nothing will come of it, but like he did kind of just push him out slightly.
I think he's probably got away
just,
with that 'cause he hasn't got any wing damage or anything.
Yeah, no, it was nothing. There's no penalty for it. It's just a bit careless, shall we say?
Javi in the pits now, going on to mediums from the softs.
That's extremely
He's had a
early.
nose cone change as well. That's probably why he's come in.
I thought
Probably
the
because of
yeah, I thought softs could at least went to lap 14, 15, but I mean he must have just felt that wing damage was impeding on his times too much.
I mean, as it stands at the moment, Ferrero Rocher is still 15 seconds off the lead at the moment, but he's obviously keeping that gap, which is not really what he wants to do. You know, he needs to be at least closing that down to probably ideally within about 5 seconds of outer gear to make this two stop really work.
Yeah, but he's got 25 laps of being on the quicker tyre compared to the guys at the front now, so he has got 25 laps to close down that amount of time, which is doable, 100% doable.
100%. Well, Thomas is 2.4 back from outer gear. I don't think this is really working for Thomas and Fruitful though, because Thomas hasn't really pulled away from Fruitful at all. Fruitful's still right there within him.
No, you're right.
Really swapping them around isn't really doing the real life version of Ferrari at the moment, where they're swapped around. It's not benefited them.
Was that reminiscent in Spain? Was it?
China, I think it was.
China.
Yeah, it's not really benefiting them at all. And the problem is it's going to cost them more time if they swap back around again as well. So they need to kind of stay where they are, really.
The one good thing that they have is Alcatia has 2 warnings, so he's 1 away from 3 seconds.
I think how many people so far have got penalties at the moment? I think it's Jay Ghost and I think there was one other, wasn't there?
I'm pretty sure it was just Jagos. Ralcon for the jump start, but
yeah. So as it stands, 11 laps in, we've got 12 runners at the moment, with Altakir, Thomas and Fruitful as your top 3, and some slightly mixed strategies going on at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
The 2 Force Indias going on the 2-stop, and looks like the rest of the field are going for 1-stops.
I just want to say, with the 2 Ferraris, they're clearly very, very similar on pace. If you're Jamie, do you think about jumping onto the mediums early and hoping that they battle? And possibly jumping them? Because you do lose time on that first lap. But if they're battling, you're not going to lose half as much time.
I think probably the overcut is probably more powerful than what the undercut is, going from the softs to the mediums, because the mediums take at least
it is. Come on. But if they're battling, then
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You're not really losing that time.
Yeah. No, you won't at all. And that also they've got obviously where the 2 Ferraris are right next to each other. It could work out. Jamie could potentially, undercut one of the Ferraris, where they've got to go separate from each other, a lap apart from each other on the pit stops. So he could potentially jump one of them in the pits. I think that's definitely a possibility. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, which is going to be the interesting one, I'm just trying to see what medium runners at the moment are. I mean, you got Jay Ghost sitting in 5th at the moment on the mediums, so he could potentially be in quite a good position later on once he puts the softs on. The same as Smarto right behind him. Obviously, they're quite a long way back, but they'll probably gain that back later on once they're on the softs.
Just looking at the chat, it looks like
Smarto going down the inside of Jagos.
Looks like Alcatia may have had
outside.
And Ferrero Rocher's right in there.
Alcatia, 3 seconds. There it goes.
Yeah, a big battle for 5th going on right now.
Oh, Smarto's lost it! Smarto's lost it, he's collected Javi. Ferrero Rocher. Jay Ghost is loving life.
I think lucky enough, none of them actually got any wing damage from that. They're all very, very lucky to escape that one.
Oh, I was on broadcast mode, so I actually missed part of that around that turn, because for some reason the camera doesn't view that side of the track when they're going around turn 2.
I mean, at the moment, Ferrero Rocher's lost 1.5 seconds to
Thomas is pitting
at the moment. Yeah.
So, what were you thinking the pit stop is? 21 seconds?
About 22 seconds, yeah. You actually gain round here, it's actually slightly quicker to the line going in the pits. Um,
We
very
also
slight.
have Ferrer Rocher picked up damage, so he's boxing again. He's gonna have to go on the mediums. Oh, this has absolutely torn the strategy to pieces. And this is
Oh
the
no.
problem with the two stop, because you come back in traffic. That yeah, narrow track. Ooh,
Oh, Fruitful's got a 3 second as well.
So Jamie promoted up to P2 at the minute.
I mean, to be honest, the person who's sitting in probably quite a good position is actually Thomas, because he hasn't got a 3 second penalty, and amongst the top three before the pit stops just happened, you know, technically he'd be leading the race from where he was.
I think this is the lap where Alcatia should pit, because he would come out in between Smarto and 2 spell. And yeah.
Oh, Rocher,
Yeah, he's pitting.
Rocher at the back of the
He's
grid.
pitting. Oh my god, Al. He's tried to take the curb going into the pits, and he's lost the back end. Just about kept it.
We've got Coops in the pits as well.
Jamie,
He's going to get held
carries
up.
on for
He's going
another
to get held up. Oh, he just avoids it.
Oh,
So Alcatia, where is he? Jay Ghost is
Thing
coming
is,
down
he's
the pit
one-
straight.
Ooh.
Jay Ghost is just going to come out in front, and so is Lego.
Lego's going to end the
Lego.
inside of
Oh,
Jordan.
Lego, I mean,
3
it's
seconds
not,
for that.
it's
Doesn't
not
surprise me.
yeah. What's Lego
He's
doing?
pushing him so hard. He's
What's-
just trying to nudge him out of the way.
Well, he's just
Yeah,
hit him and
brilliant.
passed him. That's not okay. No, that's not okay, Lego. He's just basically hit him to create the opening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was the same kind of move as what Al did earlier.
Yeah,
into the
exactly.
corner.
Yeah, yeah,
it's
that's not
pretty much
right.
a spitting image, really.
But I don't know.
Um,
Like the move into turn one was a lunge, and Jordan was in his own right to close off the gap because it was a very late lunge. Yeah, questionable.
I mean, to be honest, Lego, I mean, he still could have a potentially an opportunity. I don't even think he can get a podium from where he is. I think he just lost too much time battling with Altakia early on in the race to actually get an opportunity to even get points, you know, top three really. Especially with, you know, you've got Jamie 1S on the strategy he's on as well,
Yeah.
and he was right up there, and with Thomas and Fruitful.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they're only. I think he's going to struggle even to get a top five, maybe.
I think he's P5 at the minute.
Yeah, I think so. P5, P6. You know, when you're starting from pole, that's not really where you want to be.
Yeah, but that's the kind of strategy that Ultras is, isn't it? We know that. That's realistically. That's just.
Personally, I think if I was him, I would have egged it out, and I would have gone. I would have personally probably gone one stop and just eked out the ultras, because he already just started eking it out already. So he might as well just taken the gamble and gone to the mediums. At least he would have had an opportunity to probably get more towards getting a podium then, instead of the position he's in at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Alcatia's got Jordan in front of him. Jordan won't be pitting for quite a few more laps, so it's important that Al clears him very, very soon. He's now got his car up to temps, so no reason why he can't do it on this lap.
Got our leader in, Jamie 1, 15 laps on the softs.
Jimmy 1 should come out around 2 spell, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going to come out either just in front of him or just behind him.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's quite tight.
look at the grip
Whoever
difference
Rocher
between
was,
Alcatia and
seconds.
Ghost. There we go, pit lane straight. Al chooses the outside. It's clean, it's good battling, guys. Jordan goes on the
I think he's got
outside.
this one.
Yeah, he's
Definitely got this
just
one.
slight break later and he's
100%.
got it. Switch back by Jordan. Can't make it.
I think those tyres are kind
Yeah,
of
that's-
screaming that they've had
Yeah,
enough
they
of
are.
him.
They,
Screaming at him that they want to come off the car.
yeah, and you
This
can
minute.
see it with his line. He's not even thinking about touching that inside curb.
It's just traction. The biggest you lose at the moment is traction. It's so critical around this track. The traction points and the corners, the carrying the corner speed around this track. But once the tyre goes off, it don't just go off a small bit. It goes off quite a lot, and you lose so much time across the lap. compared to other tracks that we go to. So he's probably at a point now where I think he could actually stop, to be honest. Just because with the lighter fuel load later on in the race, the softs aren't going to be eating up as much as you would if you started on this tyre at the start of the race. So he could potentially stop now, really.
Yeah, I'm just watching Football Coot on the back of Smatto. 14 lap fresher tyres. We should get a DRS and overtaking clean enough here.
I just want to say,
Thomas go for a lunch.
Thomas
Turn
goes
one.
in.
He went for the gap, great move.
yeah, I just want to say, looking at two spell at the minute, he just looks like he's not been on the pace all race because a pit stop is going to put him dead last. Yes, he'll have the faster tyre, but that's it. And
I mean, I think the biggest thing I'm struggling to understand a little bit is how Fruitful's got back ahead of Thomas. I mean, Thomas must have had such a terrible. He must have had such a terrible outlap getting those tyres up to temperature.
Yeah, definitely.
They must have been such poor because he was, he was probably about a second and a half back from Fruitful as well. It wasn't like it was they came out together. It was quite surprising, really.
Jordan has just let both Ferraris through, and I don't know why.
I'm not sure about that either.
So
McLaren was a sister company of Ferrari, but
I don't think that's very good.
I mean,
that was a sheer like let through.
I don't understand why Jay Ghost is just still staying out there though. He's just, especially for another lap, he's just hammering his strategy at the moment. The potential of possibly getting maybe a top 5 or so. He's actually just fallen away from him at the moment, just by staying out. I think he's staying out too long.
He's pitting this lap.
I mean, the only two I haven't stopped at the moment is Two Spells and Jay Ghost at the moment.
Big battle for 9th. Sorry to cut in there. We've got Race Boy having a look around the outside of Javi. Up to turn 4 up the hill. We've got Fernando Rocher not far behind on a lot fresher tyres. But
Smarto in 12th as well.
He just pitted.
I think he should jump these guys quite comfortably, to be honest, on them tyres.
Yeah, 3.4 seconds.
Yeah, you say that, but where did you do it, Phil?
Well, I think it's just more the traction. I think with the extra traction, I think the better move is probably turn 2. If you get close enough into turn 1, just because of the extra grip that you get over the medium. Especially because these guys, I mean, your Race Boy's done 14 laps. Gavi's done 9 laps.
Oh my god, Race Boy had to pull out! Like, out of a good woman. You should always pull out, it's safer.
He did not want to play with that pink car.
No, he did not want to fire it straight in there.
But yeah, it was a close call.
Fraser's just pitted.
Oh,
to
man.
kind of get them screaming mediums off the car. I've probably been screaming it over a few laps recently.
Yeah, I'm also surprised Jordan stayed out.
I don't understand that. I think he's just ruined.
P1 guys, P1.
The race just by staying out.
Alcatir and Lego.
I'm surprised how quickly Altakir's caught Lego.
Yeah, but Lego's been pushing on them softs.
Even after 12 laps.
He's hit the back of him again.
I don't know if I think Altakir's got some wing damage there.
I think I'm not sure. I think Lego's going really, really slow here, and I don't think it was a case of Al being too quick. I think it was a case of Lego just no grip at all.
Yeah.
To be honest, Fruitful gained. Fruitful and
Penny
Thomas
boat
gained
is
quite a bit.
joined. Okay, cool.
Pardon?
Not Penny's boat is joined. I think he'll be in a chat with Lego and Ferrero Rocher.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be honest,
crack on, Penny, mate. Crack on, mate.
Lego has finally pitted.
Yes.
Sorry, Jordan as well. And Jordan's stuck in the pits.
No.
We've got the pit glitch. Yeah.
Oh, we got the pit glitch. There it is. Jordan.
Oh, no.
He had it in France as well. Oh, Jordan.
No, this
We had
will.
3 of these last.
No
I mean,
way, man.
Yeah, this will be a concern for two spell
No.
because
Yeah,
same
Well,
thing might happen to him.
I mean, he still hasn't stopped though, has he? Which is surprising.
oh, mate. Two spell hasn't pitted, and it's gonna do the same thing. We seen the same thing last night with the two Red Bulls. Oh, this is. But saying that, I think both McLarens weren't in the points anyway.
I think Jagos would have had quite a good opportunity to get top 5 or 6 though with the strategy he had. I
No,
think
I don't think so.
he stayed out too late. I think no, that was the problem. He compromised it by staying out too late.
Oh,
Two
mate.
spells is still maybe two spells is doing the medium to ultras maybe.
Yeah, I think
It's gonna have to stay out though.
Yeah, I
can't-
mean,
mate.
That's
to
such a
stay out
shame.
that.
I mean, ideally, you want a safety car now, don't you? If you're wizard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that would work perfectly, wouldn't it? At the moment, I mean, I think you look at it. You know, offers you on. He dropped out on lap 1. At the moment, he would have probably been in 12th place, and he'd been close to possibly getting some points. You know, that's why it just doesn't make any sense just to
How?
pull out.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
How
I agree.
far can the ultras go on the second stint? Are we talking lap 24, 25?
I think you got to be.
You can
you've
easily
got to
do
be
12
in that
laps
lap. Yeah, about 11.
at the end.
Yeah,
Right.
I think 11 or 12 laps is the possibility.
I mean, where would Wizard would come out around. I mean, he would be in
37.
11th. He'd be in 11th.
He'd be in 11th.
So
I know it'd
Yeah.
be 10th. He
Oh,
would be.
we've got a Williams in the grass in the barrier with the Smatto at the chicane.
oh, we got Smallow.
Turn 6.
He's just
Smatto
pushed out.
on track.
That looked like a connection issue,
D6
or
possibly. Maybe,
he's just left.
Yeah, he glitched out then when he kept rejoining the track as well.
Oh, nightmare.
So
But it helps McLaren if McLaren don't have an issue.
Lego Minecraft just set the fastest lap, 1:17.9.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Lego, mate, you got to stop them lunges. I don't understand it. He's that far back. Yes, you have the tyre, you have the grip, but it looks erratic.
All you need to do is just get the better
There,
line.
you've got the run now. Do it into turn 4. No, can't do it yet.
I hope not.
Can't do it yet.
You're gonna.
And that's it. No,
He's looking
Wizard packs
very,
it well.
very close. Oh no, he hit him.
Yeah.
Ah, Lego, mate. Seriously,
I think that might have been a little bit of decent.
it looked like desync to me, but the problem is
He
when
was too close to him though.
we all know the
He
game.
just had that close.
We all know the game has an issue of desync, and I think that'll be. I mean, if it's desync, it's desync at the end of the day. But I mean,
Problem is you shouldn't put yourself in a position
Yeah,
to
I
sit
mean,
that close.
don't drive that close to a car, innit? Like out of respect for the
You-
people you're driving.
The thing is, you didn't really need to sit that close because it was going to be very difficult to overtake at that point, really, wasn't it? So it just wasn't really. He wasn't going to gain anything by sitting that close.
Well,
You know.
I think to be fair, in general, he's been quite clumsy this race. So
Yeah, all you had to do was wait for the second DRS zone after turn 1 and just get a nice clean line from turn 1 and then get past 2-star. Instead, he went for the lunge.
Altakir's just got another 3-second penalty. So at the moment,
Right.
actually, from the looks of this, Fruitful and Thomas are in prime
look at
position
Roland
for a 1-2
being all
at the moment.
smug because he said it would happen.
Said what would happen.
He said the pit glitch would happen.
Ah,
Good call, lad. Good call.
Well,
Um,
can someone have a look at who's got what penalties at the
Yeah,
moment?
I'll have a
It'd
look
be
now,
interesting to know.
Right, so we've
So
got.
I think at the moment, Fruitful's in the prime position for the win at the moment because we're Altakir, and he's staying within the 2 seconds as well at the moment. You know, Altakir hasn't pulled away at all, has he? Really?
Well,
Fruitful has also got a 3-second time penalty though.
yeah, Thomas behind him doesn't. Jamie doesn't. No, Jamie has one.
Thomas is really in the prime position for the win at the moment, and as it stands, with
yes.
Fruitful probably being
Just-
second and then Altakir third.
Here we go.
So,
On
yeah.
board with Wizard.
Finally stopped. I don't know why you stuck in second there.
Alatakir actually
minute.
has 6 seconds of penalties.
Yeah. Here we go.
So,
See what
he's
tyres
crucial at the end of the race.
Two-spell
Ultras.
puts on then. I think it's...
Please
Is
don't.
it a
He's
set of
on
ultras?
softs.
He's on softs. That's
Oh,
such a
it's
strange
happened.
strategy.
It's happened again.
It's happened again.
Oh,
Oh, no way, man. Oh, I don't know who the mechanics are at McLaren, but they need sacking.
I think
No.
McLaren and Red Bull, the mechanics down there need a bit of a sacking at the moment. I remember a while ago when it was just the Renaults used to get, the Renault cars were the ones getting all the glitches, but it seems to be going towards the other cars at the moment as well.
Yeah. I don't know, that green light needs a new bulb.
Yeah, but let's remember, Smarto,
anyway.
Blank rejoined yesterday, and with Smarto disconnected, he can still get 10th place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very
yeah,
true actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think what was it? It was just under 2 minutes, I think it was, until Blank rejoined the race in Tier 2. So, I mean, obviously Smarto would be removed from the result even if Two-Spells finished 11th, because he's not actually driving. So,
Oh, this game, man.
yeah. I think Fruitful's so close to that 3 seconds, he's just got to keep it under that 3 seconds at the moment.
Definitely right.
He's pulled half second at the moment out to get, and I think he probably knows that as well. Probably listening to his race engineer at the moment.
Yeah, well Thomas will know how many time penalties Al has because Fruitful can check with Jeff, the driver in front. So yeah, I think Ferrari have pulled out a good strategy this race so far.
I could see
Barring
it.
nothing going wrong.
I think they've just been sensible, haven't they? Like, I mean, both the Force India boys, they've just been a bit scrappy with their overtakes and just caught up in things they didn't need to get caught up in. Where two Ferrari drivers just kept themselves clean, kept themselves tidy, and they're in prime position to take a 1-2 potentially at the moment.
Yeah.
I wonder if Wizard's got a deck chair and he's just sunning it up. Oh, yeah, we got movement. Oh, no, we haven't. I thought we had movement. Oh, I nearly had a heart attack. Yeah, I think he's got the deck chair, he's got the pipe out, and he's stuck on his slippers.
Although saying that, the green light is on. It was red 2 minutes like when I first checked. It's now gone green, so I'm not sure if Two-Spell has just got a deck chair and, as you said, Ricky.
Oh, Thomas and the two
Thomas,
Ferraris are just
they've exchanged positions on turn 5.
Did you? I've just got the end of that.
I don't get that because Thomas cannot win because he has
Well,
penalties.
that's the thing. I mean, really. I mean.
Oh no, he
look
doesn't.
how
No, he
much time
doesn't.
they cost
Sorry,
him.
no, he doesn't. Thomas doesn't have any penalties.
He just got 3 seconds. Thomas just
Oh,
got another
no!
3 seconds.
No,
He just got one,
commentator's
You
curse.
called it, Ricky.
and he's just dropped out the 3 seconds.
Oh
With those two
no,
switching round,
no.
they've actually cost themselves a second on the track by switching round.
Yeah.
So they could. This potentially could be cost himself a race by just switching round. And
This is.
put Thomas out of his rhythm, and he's cost himself with a penalty as well.
Oh, no
It's
way.
down to Fruitful now, really. If Fruitful can keep his head down and, avoid... I'm not even going to say it because he probably will, but... he could potentially be first, is basically what I'm saying. Fruitful could.
Well, Fruitful's got a 3-second penalty as well, though, isn't he?
He does not, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, free
I
for
thought
like
he
3
does.
seconds. Yeah.
The top,
One.
I think Altakir's got 6 seconds, and then Thomas and Fruitful have got 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, how many penalties has Jamie 1S got? Any penalties? Because I mean, he's sitting there comfortably in 4th at the moment.
He has one.
got 1
9.5
penalty.
seconds back. Oh, he's got 1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Jamie 1S has, let's see if he's got any decent pace and he can start pulling in the guys in front, he could potentially get a little bit closer and maybe get something from it, maybe if the other guys get penalties more. But yeah, Lego Minecraft is within 16 seconds of the lead, and it's staying that at the moment. So the
Yeah,
two-stop strategy is really not working for them guys at all.
no, it's not the track for the two-stop. Like I get that you stay clear of pretty much damage at the front, but it's one of them where it really does affect your race, and yeah, I just don't understand the strategy, to be honest.
It's a difficult one. It really depends on the nature of the race and any collisions and traffic is a big one. But as it stands, there's not much happening apart from Race Boy going on to Ultra Softs to try to set the fastest time. To hopefully get that extra point.
Compared to the Tier 2 race of last night, compared to this race, the Tier 2 race was just manic from lap 1 to lap 35, and this has been had a few moments, but it's not been as busy.
No.
I think that doesn't help with less cars. I mean, 6 less cars doesn't help with the action on the track neither.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow Race Boy on this simulation quali lap. He comes down the hill, turn 2.
Yeah, I'm just on board with him now.
I think we might get a late, we might get a late surge from Lego on Jamie, but apart from that, it's looking like these could be the final positions.
I'm not sure if Fruitful's tyres have just dropped off or something, because at the moment he's lost 2 seconds by letting Thomas through to out of gear.
Yeah, Thomas has also used a lot more ERS as well. He's now saving.
Yeah, I mean, let's have a look at the ERS at the moment. Out of gear is on about 20% at the moment. Thomas is on about the same. Fruitful's on about 50 at the moment. So Fruitful's the one that's doing the best at the moment on the ERS side of things. But I still just think that was a really bad move by the 2 Ferrari guys switching rounds. I mean, it's cost himself basically a 1-2 really.
Yeah, moment from Fruitful there.
And if they just fair enough with the first switch of the 2 Ferraris, but they were doing such a nice clean race.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
They weren't really split. They weren't different. There wasn't a lot of difference in pace between the 2.
Well, just from the first time though, isn't it? Even they basically lost both of them. Fruitful's lost 2 seconds in the second switch around, and he probably lost about a second in the first time. So he's lost 3 seconds probably, and Thomas has probably lost about a second just from the second one. So
yeah,
if realistically, if Fruitful, if he didn't let each other back through, he's the one that's lost out the most because he's let Thomas through, but both times.
And it was just after the switch that Thomas got the 3 seconds. I mean, even
that's what I mean.
That little lapse of concentration, if you're just
thrown him out of his rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting to this rhythm, and then when you have to make a decision or team orders, it kind of throws you a little bit. And I think that's just what's happened with
I think we're going
to
struggle for a driver of the day. No one's really stood out as being like awesome. I think my driver of the day is going to be Jamie. He's kept it up there and kept himself out of danger and just got on with it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he just, at the start he was sitting behind the leaders and just sitting there comfortably, not making any silly moves or anything. Probably hoping that a couple of them take each other out, probably from when he was sitting there. He's got going to get some nice, decent points. It'd be interesting whether Lego can close the gap to him, though. I think Jamie's pace is quite comfortable.
I think he's got it covered.
I didn't see that actually. Raceboy has gone on to Ultra Softs, and at the moment he holds the fastest lap on a 1:16.7.
Yep. So he's got an extra point in ninth place, but
he's only within 3 seconds of Perez as well.
I hope that goes to the last lap after last week. It'll be dynamite.
We have got Perez within DRS of Javi in 7th.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, how's this going to work as well with Two Spell in 11th, stuck in the pits, and Smarto technically DNF.
I would imagine
Does
it
Two
would be
Spell
no
actually get
points.
points?
No,
Or for either of them?
I wouldn't think so. I'd imagine it would be both no points.
Okay, so you have to finish the race to get.
It's a certain percent that I think it's 90%.
Yeah.
And
Oh, is it
obviously
90%?
neither of them have done that.
Okay,
Tell you
that's
what.
interesting.
Perez is all over the back of Javi.
Yes, that is right.
12 laps off. This will be probably the final battle of the race.
Oh, he's got to run. He's got to run in. This should be done easily. More grip. Needs a room.
Yeah, it's a big move.
To be honest, I think Raceboy is within 3 seconds.
Oh,
He could
Javi.
even potentially get. He could even potentially get 7th if his pace is good enough.
You
And
can't
these
get
two
the
guys
DRS.
keep battling.
Javi just can't get on the power at all, and he's lost. But he
It's
is
a nice
gaining.
clean
He's
battle
gaining.
between
He's
the two.
gaining. Switch it. He's good on the inside.
Oh, he's gonna go down.
Oh, Perez.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
Just
but
turned into him.
Perez must have seen that.
Yeah, I mean he was fully alongside him, wasn't he? At the end of the day?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't understand
To
that.
me, he
playing
just
in the
turned
hands.
into him. Sorry.
He's playing in the hands of Raceboy at the moment, though. I mean, he has gone from being
Right.
3 seconds back to 1.1 now, and he's on the much grippier tyre, so he could even have the better of both of them. At the
I've
moment.
got to question some of these guys' spatial awareness. Like, you look behind you, you know where the car's going. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's quite shocking, really, isn't it?
Fruitful's having a look
Especially,
on. Going on the outside. These Ferraris are battling 100% now. Fruitful goes a bit. bit tail happy.
Raceboy's just got a 3-second penalty,
oh,
and he's just retired.
Oh, did it retire or crash?
No, he's just retired.
did he? I'm on board with Smarter now.
I think he must have. I think
I'll
think
tell you
he's
where he's
crashed.
lost it.
he's
lost it.
for the right-hander, isn't he?
I reckon he's lost it at turn 4. You know.
Yeah, I think he has. I reckon he's probably taken too much curb.
New tyres.
You should see a stricken Red Bull somewhere. Still hasn't passed him. Maybe
I think
25.
maybe he's going to put it on the curb somewhere. No, where he's lost it actually, to be honest.
Can't be through the chicane.
Could it be the
Must be
fast
sector
right-hander
2.
in sector 2? Because I binned it there
I think
yesterday, but I was on medium.
Smarto is a lap down to Raceboy though, isn't he? So unless one of you guys can stay on board with him.
Yeah, that'll be the case of it.
I haven't seen any yellow flags here, so it's not sector 3. Two-Spell still loving it life in the pit lane. Alcatia starts his final lap.
Yeah, he's on his final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Yeah, I think Raceboy definitely did crash.
Yeah, Raceboy will still get P9.
I reckon that was probably where you said. I reckon he just jumped on that curb, and that's why he got the 3-second penalty as well, and then lost it on the curb at the same time. Oh, Altadini lost it into the chicane then. Yeah, this battle between Fruitful and Thomas still raging on right to the end. I do find it very strange though, that obviously Fruitful was the one that was ahead of Thomas, and now they're battling for position. I mean, Fruitful was the one who should really probably be given that second place, really.
Just go on board to P1, mate, so you cross the line.
Yeah, he's just coming around the last
Cross the
corner.
corner. It's a win for
Altadini
Mercedes.
takes the win for round 12 of the
Well,
Hungarian Grand
I
Prix.
said he was due a big race. He's ultimately
Yeah.
provided that. Whether or not penalties are to be added, maybe there'll be a few instances. There's some very debatable
I mean, to be,
driving.
Yeah.
I just think that really the people who, the guys that have messed it up the most, really more than anything, it's 2 Ferrari guys, really. They had such a good potential to win the race with the penalty situation Al-Takir had of winning it, and they just mucked around with switching it back between each other. At the time they lost on track, there was a
You
potential
got
win in there for you.
look at the state of the look at the state of the
Yeah.
foot in here, Ferrari. Yeah,
They both intentionally crashed across the line, so
yeah,
it shows you their kind of state of mind of the race.
yeah. Well, I think Fruitful will be quite annoyed at that result, to be honest. But Phil,
Yeah, I
if
think
you want to invite
Yep. I'm on it.
the
Top
podium
three.
guys. But yeah, that was